Yo, what's up? It's another video. It's me, the guy with the purple hat on. What's this video about then? Well, it could be about anything. It could be about everything. But right now, it's going to be about the fact that I am feeling absolutely awful. I really don't know what's up with me. I've just got this horrible feeling, you know. I took some sertraline earlier today. So maybe that's why I'm feeling like this. I don't really know. I'm going to drink some water and hopefully that'll make me feel a bit better. It's about 5 to 8 in the evening, PM. And today is Saturday. Today what I've done is make and release 2 videos. And I did lots of things in those videos. If you want to go watch them, go watch them. I've just spent the last 2 hours just scrolling on Reddit. But you know what, that's a pretty guaranteed way to feel awful from experience. That is a pretty good way to do it if you want to feel awful. Just go scroll on Reddit for 2 hours. That will probably do the trick. Good afternoon. It's 12:44 PM on Sunday. Probably just managed to get out of bed. It's another classic case of wake up feeling dreadful. There's half a birthday cake left. I've eaten the happy half, still got the birthday half. No more birthday cake is required for the moment. What is required is caffeine. I was up late last night listening to Gary Vaynerchuk and Tony Robbins. There's a video of the two of them talking in Gary Vaynerchuk's offices from several years ago, from quite a long time ago. Well, it would be a long time to some, a short time to others. It's quite an interesting dynamic to see the way they are with each other, or the way they were in that particular video. And then I moved on to listening to Ram Dass. Ram Dass is a great speaker, and I've found a lot of enjoyment listening to him. If you don't know who it is, it's spelled RAM space DASS. RAM space DASS, Ram Dass. And he was an American guy who was a professor at a university. But the video I listened to was him telling stories about his guru called Maharaji. And I always seem to like listening to those stories for some reason. There's just some quality about the voice, the sound of the voice of Ram Dass that is just so easy to listen to. So that is what I was doing, and that is why I was up so late last night. Haven't really got too many exciting ideas yet this morning. It is Sunday, so it's pretty easy to get swept up in the Sundayness of Sunday. I could really do with thinking of a concept, a theme for today. The only one I've really got so far is a lazy Sunday. I think I need to develop ideas based on the theme of laziness. I think the issue is that I just don't really want to be lazy. I don't really like the idea of it that much, to be honest. I want to think of a better idea than that. I've just done a video called Costa Coffee. I don't want to repeat that. And then I've done the cheese on toast video. I mean, today could just be conversations from bed. That does work as an idea. It's not going to be anything food or drink related. But then what it is going to be, conversations from bed is a good starting place. But I feel like I want the idea to progress at least a little bit. But I need to find the drive and the motivation and the energy to even want to sort of try another idea. I guess I should start trying to talk about topics that are relevant. I don't actually really like to do that much, though, to be honest. I don't really feel a sense of personal connection to events that are going on in distant places with people that I've never met or interacted with. So I don't want to comment on that. I don't feel there's any point commenting on that. I guess the kind of thing that people seem to be talking about a lot right now is like the Unite the Kingdom rally that happened. But really, all I have to say about that is like, okay. I mean, that's just my response to people saying, like, well, that's what happened. There's been a rally called Unite the Kingdom. So I just say, okay. I don't have any other opinions on it apart from that. That's my opinion. Okay. See, it's not very interesting, is it? I'm not really trying to have interesting opinions, though. I'm not really trying to do anything, you know. I don't have any sort of political agenda whatsoever. I just listen to people, and that it basically includes everyone. I listen to anyone. Now, please don't confuse listening to a person with following their instructions or ascribing to their ideologies or beliefs. No, they're completely different. Listening to someone just means hearing the words that they say and in some way analyzing that or what's the word, digesting that information. Doesn't mean agreeing, doesn't mean disagreeing. Listening is just part of conversational skill. It's part of a conversational skill set. So I listen to lots of people. I don't agree with them. I don't disagree with them. Just listen. There's nothing wrong with that. That's in fact that's quite the opposite. That's a very 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 good thing to be able to do. That's actually how you form better opinions for your own self by listening. Have to listen. I've really got to get out of bed. It's just the simple step of no longer lying and then putting on some reasonable clothes. That really does make all the difference to your willingness to actually do something. I've got to think of something fun and interesting to do. It doesn't have to be a big thing, just something small, but something good. It always means leaving the house. That's always the bit that I don't look forward to, or I have to try to mentally sort of work my way into accepting the idea of. I don't know why, I'm just reluctant to go outside. It might just be that if there is enough food in the shelter, it is a biological instinct to just stay in the shelter. I kind of feel like that might be true. I always have this sense of like, I want to do something fun, I want to do something good, but I don't know what it is. As if there's some idea there that I'm just on the verge of being able to grasp, but I just can't seem to quite figure out what it is. And I'm just trying to just figure it out. I'm trying to like rack my brain, like to think. It doesn't really seem to work, to be honest, like trying to think. I'm not really convinced that it has any effect whatsoever or actually achieves the desired results that that thought is telling me that it will. It just never seems to actually work. So I understand it's a pointless activity, but for some reason I still seem to engage in that mental process. I don't know why I have a reluctance towards doing anything sometimes, but I know that I definitely do have that. It feels pointless to even go outside, so I just don't bother. But then I just stay inside. It just feels pointless just being inside. So there's no real need for me to even have a preference anymore. I don't even really have a preference. Inside or outside, I want to do something good, but I don't know what that is. I can't seem to think of anything. The things that I can think of doing, but I just don't really want to at the moment. I don't seem to be able to settle on an idea of what I do want to do. Apart from maybe just accepting what I am doing right now, even if that is relatively, well. Oh well, you know what I'm going to do. Forget about it, open a beer, and then just stop caring. Who cares? I know exactly where the infection of this way of thinking came from. I didn't used to be like this at all. I used to be a very content, happy person who didn't impose any sort of pressure on myself to have to do anything. But then I let this fucking idiot convince me that I should be all stressed all the time and try to make myself do things that I don't want to or whatever. It's rubbish. So you know what? Fuck it, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to go back to not caring. I don't care. Yes, I want to do the things that I want to do when I want to do things. But for as much as I want to do things, I also don't want to do things. And I'm not going to try and make out as if there's anything wrong with not wanting to do things. That's fine. I spend just as much time not wanting to do whatever it is that I don't want to do as I do wanting to do the things, whatever it is that I want to do. There is not one of those that is better or worse than the other. That is just the way that it is. There is no need to try and control the outcome of anything. It is pointless. There is no purpose in trying to do so. So, I don't want to do what I don't want to do. No problem. I really wish this just repetitive sort of voice would go away. It just keeps saying, oh, you have to get up and go out and do something. You have to get up and go out and do something. It's really irritating because it's such a vacuous voice. There's no goodness in the quality of it whatsoever. So I know that I don't want to listen to that at all. I'm just not interested in exploring that idea. I don't care. But I know where it takes me. I've already tried listening to it. Now I'm going to try not listening to it. It's really good to reclaim my power over these thoughts that would once have the ability to influence me. Like that. I think there reaches a point where I begin to recognize the quality of the thought, like the sound of the voice of that thought that is trying to tell me what I should do or whatever. And if at some point I recognize the quality and I think, hang on a second, I don't like that. Whatever that is, I'm not even entirely sure how to explain it, but I know that I don't want to be influenced by that. I don't want to follow that. It's good to reach that point where I'm not being influenced, not by that which I've determined to be negative anyway. I'm happy to be influenced at least to some degree by something that is positive, because I understand that could benefit me in some way. But sometimes I really feel like, like thoughts are just like bullies. They're just there constantly, like, no, do what I tell you to do. It's like it can be a horrible thought, and I can understand why some people start to pathologize and describe thoughts as like spirits in a sense. Like there's some people who make it into like a spiritualist idea where they say like, oh, there's some spirits that are trying to influence me, or there's a spirit that's trying to attack me, or something like that. And then they come up with the idea of like good spirits, bad spirits, evil spirits, whatever. I can totally understand that because, you know, you could say, well, I keep having this thought, I keep thinking this thing that's like repetitive and I don't like it. Like that's what I keep having this idea of like, no, I need to go and do something. I need to blah 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 blah. And I feel like I'm constantly battling against it and it drives me crazy sometimes. But when I refer to that, I just say it's a thought. I mean, some people call it an intrusive thought. I guess there is the idea of, well, where does an intrusive thought come from? Is it a spirit that lives in another dimension, in the unseen, that we cannot see, or that maybe we can see, but we don't always pay attention to? Are they trying to influence us in some way? That's kind of the theory that I've heard presented, and I don't disagree with it. I don't agree with it either, but I'm open to consider things, I guess. It's good to be open-minded enough to realize that you definitely do not know everything, and in many ways, it's good that you do not know everything, because that means you get to learn lots and lots of different things, because you can only learn things that you don't already know, right? So I'm open to the idea of like multiple dimensions, if you want to describe it in that way, and the idea of spirits or the spirit world. I'm open to the idea of it. I find the idea appealing to like the fantasy sort of self, like the part of me that loves to dream and like explore the dream world. That part of me sort of finds it fascinating to think about an idea like that, because it kind of blurs the line of reality with, where reality meets the dream world, and that's amazing. I think that's beautiful. That's the kind of thing that to me like really sparks the magic in life, makes it like a brilliant, beautiful, crazy, amazing thing again. Is the idea that there could be a place where fantasy meets reality, where life can become a bit more like a cartoon or a bit more like a dream, where magic could be real, I absolutely love the idea of that. That really appeals to me. But I'm not exactly convinced either way. I sort of entertain the idea as a fantasy, but in a sense, like the fantasy of it has a reality to it, in the sense that your own subjective experience is to you something that you do experience, whether other people understand or believe it or not. Let me explain that. So, what I mean by that is basically, let's say I was sitting here on my bed, and in my experience right now, a angel appeared before me, like just suddenly, just melted out of the air, and just materialized like a beautiful, glowing angel made out of what looks like pure light. And I looked at it, and I'm shocked and surprised, and I'm confused and amazed. How is this happening? And then it disappears. Now, I could go and tell lots of people about that experience, and people would probably say a whole variety of different things. about that. But for me, in my experience, there's no arguing with the fact that that is what happened to me. That is the experience that I had. Whether that is categorized by other people as a hallucination or a manifestation of like mental illness or some whatever. In my experience, the experience still happened the way that I just described it. So the question is it real? Did it really happen? And the answer has to be, for me, yes, it was real and it happened. The experience was what was real. The experience was what happened. Other people might say, I don't believe you. They might say, I think you're lying. Or they might say, it's a hallucination. But is a hallucination more or less real than anything that exists? This TV stand that is here on the wall, I'm pretty sure that's not a hallucination that I'm having, that I can see that. It's here on the video, as far as I know, unless I'm hallucinating. And if you can see that as well, you probably agree, yeah, that's there. I'm not hallucinating that. But what if I see it and you see it, but then we go find 10 other people and we get them to come in this room and look at it, and they say, I don't see it, it's not there. And they watch this video and they say, you're just pointing to nothing, there's nothing there. So there's 2 people that see it, me and you watching this video. But now there's 10 people who say they don't see it. Is it real or not? Is it a hallucination? Are they lying? Are we lying? It's a valid question, isn't it? So I think that proves the point that I'm trying to make. Individual experience is contextual. It is almost to some degree subjective and hard to define to other people who do not have or have shared similar or the same experience. What is real or what actually happened is often very difficult to actually settle on. Facts are often disputed, and reality is not something we all agree on. What is true and what is not true, what is real and what is not real. It's all based on you as an individual and your experience. If you know that and you realise that, you may be able to have a better understanding of other people when they are going through a variety of experiences, as we all do in life. And it's very much worth keeping in mind before coming to a judgment or a conclusion about anybody or anything, to understand that everyone has their own unique individual experience. And it is arguably impossible to ever really know what it is like to be anyone apart from you. But you do get to be you, and that is a beautiful thing. I get to be me, you get to be you. So I'm going to continue to love me. Whether you do or not, I will continue to love me. And you should continue to love you. I will always encourage that. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video for now. Thanks for listening. See you on the next one. Bye.